Well, good morning, everyone. This is the morning of day 9. Waking up was pretty hard. I had my alarm set for 4:30. Snoozed it a couple times and then finally head out. It was a pretty good climb. Hut is all the way down below White Oak Lakes. We made it to like that little viewpoint over the glacier. Just waiting for the light now. Set up the tripod and the camera, and yeah, it should be a matter of minutes, maybe 20 minutes until it starts hitting the peaks. So this is day 9, and I decided against a second night at the hut because I'm already seeing some clouds coming from the north in between the mountains. So I'm thinking tomorrow is going to be already a little bit cloudy, maybe even this afternoon, and the day after that it might rain. So if I could avoid walking out in the rain, my plan is to go past the Sami village today and to have little enough for the last day to do that I could get to Kvikkjokk at 2 p.m. because that's when the bus is from the information that I got. So I took a different route than yesterday to exit the hut, and trying to avoid the flat area of the center of the plateau where it's all wet and high bushes. So I went much higher, and it is better. It is still hard work because there's a lot of up and downs, and there's still bushes and wetlands, but I feel like they're not as deep or as tall, so it makes progression a little bit easier. Given my phone, I'm at altitude 950, which is what I should keep all the way up until the end of the plateau, and I should be right above the first area of the Sami village. So if I try to stay about that high, I should be fine. So yeah, let's get going. So I found a nice spot by the river, take a break, took off my boots, made myself some food. I'm really enjoying this pulled pork with rice from Rio. I thought the chili and the tikka masala were my favorite, but I've never tried this one. Easily my favorite. It's so good. I could eat this at home really. So I think I'm going to take a nice long break because I've already done 15 Ks today and not easy ones. Now that it's getting a little flatter, I think I'm going to take a nice long break and then try to put 5 or 6 more kilometers in this afternoon. But it's going to be like straight trail kilometers, like easy. So anyways, I'm going to finish my lunch and maybe have a nap. Okay, so we're never going to believe this. 10 days that I'm in the mountains and I never get lost. And the first village that I passed by, completely lost. I didn't know where to go. So it's not really a village. It's more just a few houses just dispersed into the forest, and they're linked by, quad tracks, motorcycle tracks. But it goes in all directions, and there's no marking or anything to distinguish the main trail that goes back down to the valley than the other ones. So I tried like all of them and couldn't find the right one. They were all leading to houses and stopping. So I just went with map and compass straight in one direction, thinking I'm gonna end up on a trail like that. And I just did. Right there. Yeah, the whole thing probably took me like an hour and a half, by the way. Like 1 kilometer in an hour and a half. Yeah. As I'm walking out and away from the park, I keep looking back at the mountains of Sarek. Soon, they'll be covered in snow and will disappear in the long Arctic nights. I leave Sweden for the second time, knowing that I will come back. Sarek left a feeling of unfinished business, as there is so much more to explore. I don't know it yet, but I will come back next year and do a similar trip exploring other valleys of the park. I couldn't have found a better spot for my last night in the tent in Sarek. So perfect flat spot for the tent. Access to water because I'm right next to a lake. But let me show you the view from said lake. It's quite amazing and it's so Swedish. I feel it. Look at that. It's so beautiful, so peaceful. Okay, so I'm gonna start setting up the tent because it's already 6 p.m. So I want to do it before it gets too dark. Today was a tough day. Just the sheer length of it. I woke up at 4:30, and including that morning hike, I hiked 29 kilometers. So yeah, pretty long day with a short night before that. I'm exhausted. I wanted to stop like 10 kilometers ago, but kept telling myself, okay, every step you take today is a step you won't have to take tomorrow. So that kept me going for a while. I even switched out my shoes and put on my trail runners because my feet were hurting so much in my boots. So that kept me going too. Yeah, so found a nice little campsite by the lake like I showed you. I'm making some food. I'm gonna have some pasta bolognese. Last meal in the outdoors because I'm probably gonna do the 10 kilometers that are left tomorrow morning, so that maybe I can enjoy some lunch at the hut at the end while waiting for the bus. So yeah. Well, good morning everyone. This is morning of day 10 and the last day. The sky is pretty gray this morning. I wouldn't be surprised if it rains during the day. The heavy rain is forecasted for tomorrow, but it might start tonight, who knows. I shouldn't be on the trail anymore. I only have about 10 Ks to do left, which I'm hoping to do this morning, so that I can maybe have lunch in Vikjak and eat something else than dehydrated food for once. Yeah, and then I should have a bus at 2 p.m., but I'm not quite sure about that because I couldn't check the timetables for the bus because I still haven't had reception. But anyways, we're gonna get going pretty soon. I'm enjoying my coffee. Gonna have a bar or two, and then we're gonna crack on. I've been walking for about 2 kilometers, which means I should get on the main trail, the Kungsleden, pretty soon. This trail is well marked, but there's a lot of trails branching off to go by the lake or other things, or just to campsites. But the main trail is not marked, so I messed up a few times and ended up on the wrong one. So I had to go back and find the main one again, and so that's a little bit time consuming. I mean, for the most part it's easy to follow, but it's not that easy to walk on. It's been under a lot of erosion, I think, and so there's a lot of boulders sticking out, and so it's almost more of a boulder hopping situation rather than just walking. Oh, this bird just flew away. So yeah, but I think I'm making good progress. I did like a little bit over 2 Ks in half an hour, so should definitely get there by noon. I'm getting really close to town now, and I got a little bit of phone reception. And I checked on Google Maps the bus. And apparently, Mondays today's Monday, there's no bus in the afternoon, which means that the next bus should be tomorrow 5 a.m. So that kind of sucks. And then the thing that sucks with that is that it takes you to the nearest town, which is Yakmak. And you get there at 7:30, and then you have to wait for the next bus, which is at 1 p.m. I got all of my travel plans figured out. So as you can see, I'm camping tonight. That's my only way out of town is tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. with the bus. So I'm going to take that, then wait for like 5 hours in the next town. Probably just go to a cafe or something. Maybe there's some stuff to see around town. And that should get me to Gällivare tomorrow afternoon, where I booked a hotel, and then I moved my flight so that it's the next morning.
Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time